A record number of people in our region are losing their homes due to foreclosure. But as residents are left without a roof over their heads, NBC5's Cavanaugh reports on those faces of those left behind.
Meet Churro, a 1.5-year-old Chihuahua mix. He's loving, shows no signs of neglect. He was once someone's beloved pet, but his owner is nowhere in sight. He was left behind.
They've lost their home, they've lost everything that they know, and all of them just want to be held and cradled.
Churro is one of thousands of homeless animals from California shelters, an unintended victim of the foreclosure crisis.
It's actually overwhelming because the kennels are filled to capacity.
At least 1 in every 84 Americans have been threatened with foreclosure this year, but California's Central Valley suffers from one of the highest foreclosure rates in the country, and the shelters there are overwhelmed with animals.
They're not awful people, but they have no choice but to euthanize every single day for space. 18 of the dogs we have here were being held in a private kennel to buy them enough time till our bus could get down there.
In May, the Southern Oregon Humane Society set out to save some of those animals. They teamed up with Animal Rescue of Fresno and made the 10-hour trek south to rescue dogs who were nearing their last days. Volunteers temperament tested, crated, and loaded the pups into the saving train for their journey back to Oregon.
On our last trip, we brought back 63 dogs, and all of them found homes.
And this week, the saving train motored back to Fresno on another rescue mission.
There are 73 perfectly healthy, affectionate little dogs here, from poodles to papillons and corgis and chihuahuas, and they all have one thing in common. They've lost their family and a place to call home, and now they're looking for a second chance.
On Friday morning, eager adoptive parents lined up outside the Southern Oregon Humane Society.
We drove all the way from Grants Pass to pick up a new puppy, and we have everything all ready for her.
I finally got my wife okay.
I know she's an old dog, and I don't know if anybody else would love her. I'm sure I could.
In a matter of minutes, people and pets made instant connections.
Yes, you are a sweetheart.
The Humane Society will be staying open late this weekend to help give these orphaned animals a forever family.
When you get to see animals that were on death's doorstep find a home and someone who really loves them, it's very powerful.
Cavanaugh, NBC5 News.
The foreclosure crisis continues to ravage American families, but an unintended that consequence is more and more pets that are left behind homeless.
That's right. Nice job on that. You got through it.
Yeah.
As NBC5's Cavanaugh reports, thanks to the help of a Hollywood doctor, those animals now have a second chance at life.
These are the faces of dogs once on death row at California animal shelters, now granted a stay of execution by Southern Oregon's Saving Train and actress Katherine Heigl. The star of 27 Dresses and The Ugly Truth plays a doctor who saves lives on Grey's Anatomy, but when it comes to saving lives of four-legged creatures, Heigl is the real deal.
She paid all the adoption fees just to get them out of there. She paid for the staff to get the van and bring them up here.
The Emmy-winning A-lister actually footed the bill for the journey to Southern Oregon.
Well, we call this our Miracle at Midnight run. We actually didn't take our saving train. These were brought to us from a kennel in LA. All 36 of these dogs were scheduled to be euthanized, so it really and truly was a miracle.
A 10-hour drive from Los Angeles, they arrived in darkness at the stroke of midnight.
They were leaping in our laps, grabbing on, holding, pick me, pick me. It was very powerful.
36 orphan dogs rescued from high-kill shelters in LA, where homeowners are losing their homes in record numbers, and shelters euthanized daily for space.
They're given 3 to 5 days, depending on if they come in with tags or not. It's painless, and it is very fast, but it doesn't make it any easier to do it.
Aaron Plumhoff moved to Southern Oregon from southern New Mexico, where it was a whole different world. He worked as a euthanasia technician at a high-kill shelter. His nickname, the Angel of Death.
When you have a long list of animals to euthanize, you don't have the time to cry in between each one.
Close to 8 million dogs and cats enter shelters in the U.S. each year, and nearly half don't make it out alive due to overcrowding. But that's not the case right here at the Southern Oregon Humane Society. Nearly 2 months ago, the Saving Train traveled down to Fresno, California to rescue 73 small pups. Every last one adopted out to families in the Rogue Valley.
It's mind-boggling, but it's also incentive to press on and adopt another 73.
And this month, 36 lucky California canines started their journey to a new life with a ride, thanks to their Hollywood connection.
This rescue actually wouldn't have been possible. We don't have the financial resources to get dogs out and bring them from that far. So we're extremely grateful.
Coming to work every day and seeing these little guys go home is one of the greatest things I do with my job. This is the reason why I'm here.
Laura Cavanaugh, NBC5 News.